Mr. Boo.
Hey everybody, it is I, Mr. Boo, Entertainment Guru, watching me right here on YouTube. And today, if you clicked on this video, you saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. We are talking WWE 2K24. I'm finally going to give kind of like a different review of it. It's been out since March 8th, so about a week, a little over a week for those of us who got it 3 days early. Now, I've been playing it since the early release, all the way up to just literally like an hour ago. I've been stuck in my GM with my wife, who is obsessed with my GM, and we are on our third season, and I have lost twice now. That's right, my Raw brand has lost to her SmackDown brand twice, and the second season, I almost had it at WrestleMania. I was like 1,000 fans off of probably taking a win. Season 3 is looking about the same. So we'll talk about my GM later because, like I said, I think she needs to go to rehab for her obsession and addiction to my GM. And she needs to we've been together 20 years. Just cut me a little slack there. If you're watching this, babe, I need a win. I need a win, but... Speaking of wins, WWE 2K24, I feel like it's a win, and I want to talk differently on this one. I don't want to be like, oh, graphics get this many stars, gameplay gets this many stars, the story mode this many stars, blah, 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 and then divide them and then give it a full star review. IGN gave it this. And I agree. 8 out of 10. I agree with everything. The quality of life, honestly, I think quality of life, in my point of view as a gamer, quality of life is everything. I think a lot of these games nowadays, they're coming out not polished, especially the yearly releases. I kind of wish yearly releases were not a thing. Especially with wrestling games, because you have the community creations, like especially with 2K doing the WWE series, not so much AEW Fight Forever, but on the WWE 2K side of things, I don't believe that it needs to be yearly because we have community creations, we have DLC, we have the My Faction, which I'll get into, which now has playable models and attires, but I agree with IGN. Throw it up there one more time. One more again. WWE 2K24, 8 out of 10. Let's just get into it. Graphically, all these games graphically have been great since the debacle of 2020. When they came back with 2K22 and 23, 23 they added war games. That was their big thing. There wasn't a lot of quality of life, I don't think. I think they were still trying to establish, okay, we lost Ukes, THQ, whatever. Visual Concepts, came in, worked with 2K, and they were still building that stepping stool, that ladder. I think now that they're pretty much on about the last rung of the ladder, and 2K25, I would like to say is going to be more evolutionary, but please 2K, just do not leave out quality of life, because this is your best game. Graphically, amazing. They've always been amazing with the face scans and what they can do, and a lot of people are saying, well, with last gen, they're holding us back. I don't really see that too much. Because, you can only get so much out of actually scanning someone's face. Some are going to look better than others. The legends that have passed, also most recently, the one that has passed that has weighed heavy on my heart is Bray Wyatt. And they nailed, I think what they did was they took his past scans and they just upped them. And basically, graphically, game looks great. The arenas, the crowds, the wrestlers themselves, the superstars, everything looks fantastic. The sound, everything sounds fantastic. They nail the theme songs. As far as like, I guess you could say gameplay, it really hasn't changed much. I think they found their niche. They found the perfect, perfect control scheme, and I do not change it again. I hate sporting games that are like, oh, we need to change it up a little bit. No, we like what we like. We love what we love. The gaming industry, as much as the gaming industry can be shady, towards its consumers, us as consumers can be very angry and outspoken, especially in the world of social media. So you have to, but just don't change those controls. The control scheme is great. I like the added, being able to throw weapons. That was kind of cool, and it really doesn't change the scheme. I did like the new. I kind of like the new back and forth mini game. It depends on if I win or lose. I'm a sore loser, and that doesn't really change much with the control scheme. But what needs to change with the control scheme is we have the tap the buttons as hard as you can to get out of a submission. We don't need it in the new match types. I mean, maybe next year change it up a little bit and give us something a little bit different with the ambulance and casket match. Thank you for adding those in, by the way. The third match type that got added in was special guest referee. It has been missing for a while, but wow, did you nailed it. You even added in real life referees and an entire slot for our refs when they are special referees. And anything you see on TV, including ejecting a manager or a tag team partner from ringside, like that is... So, the things they did add that weren't quality of life were the match types and expanding the backstage area. You did really good on those. Everything looks great. I love the presentation of like the ambulance backing down or to the ring, the casket being brought down. I just wish the little mini games were a little different, but it is still so fresh. It is so clean. It is a refresher all around. It's something we've been asking for, and you guys listened, and I love it. And I love the quality of life things. I'm going to delve a little bit more into that. I know they only have like about 8-9 months out of an actual yearly release to really focus on stuff. Yearly releases are hard, and I credit all of you guys for doing what you do. So graphics, awesome. Control scheme, keep it the way it is. Thanks for the new match types. But quality of life, the My Faction, again, I'm not a big My Faction fan, but I find myself playing it because I know that there's going to be models that I can use. I have a Sheamus from like 2009. I have a toy John Cena, a toy Cody Rhodes. I heard rumor of a toy action figure Hulk Hogan, which I would like to have my hands on. I know there's like a Seth Rollins and he comes out like swinging the belt entrance thing. Like, there are playable characters now that we can pull from My Faction, but there are things I don't like. But let me, before I get into the I don't like part of the My Faction, which goes into a lot of video games, a lot of live service stuff, you guys, the My Faction Faction Wars, thank you for laying it out like you did. It feels more like a game, more like something, there's choices. You can go up here and go to a one-on-one. You can go down here 4-on-4. You can take the easy route and get like treasure chests, which could be, a reward, My Faction points, everything like that. What I don't like, and this is just a trope with games recently, I think EA announced people want more live service. No, we don't. We don't have the money. I work full-time. There is barely ever enough food to make it from one payday to another because I am paying bills. And those bills are paid, but sometimes they're late. Making time to save up for a video game and to get things like that. Like, I've already paid my $70, $80, $100. Why do I need to pay more toward this game when I don't have it? Like, I think the prices on your packs are way too high. I think the way the packs work kind of stinks. Like, I did get like in-game currency and I spent it on a Legends, pack thing for the 3-day early release, and like I got like Del Cruz or Cruz del Toro or whatever. He's not even a legend. So I felt, and then like I got a bunch of useless crap I don't use, like side plates and stuff like that. Work on your prices. Work on, getting us some more locker codes. Work on fanfare with it. I mean, you did give us the attires and stuff like that, and I know this is your money grab, thing, and you've really made it more interesting. But you need to really start thinking, the economy's up here, and most people who play games are like lower middle class, and like a lot of us can't enjoy these modes like we want because we can't afford it. And I do think that, even your in-game currencies are a bit high. Like, I have to play 2 or 3 days of my faction and sometimes taking the riskiest routes just to earn 1 ruby card. Not gonna lie, it kind of stinks. My GM, having a blast with it. Love the quality of life, refreshers on that. It works really well, and me and my wife, oh my god, my wife, she is addicted to it, and is really, really running it into the ground with me, and it's hard because like she's beat me 2 seasons in a row. We're on our 3rd season. We're not slowing down. We love it. We love being able to redo the contracts. We love the little stories about people stealing each other's food and wanting to start a rivalry because of it. You really refreshed my GM, and it works so much better than it did, and we love it. We're paying more attention to stamina. The matchmaking is easier now because it doesn't just have to be bruiser, fighter, cruiser, giant. Like, it could be, 2 heels or 2 faces that are cruiser, giant, but their popularity is really high and their star power is great, and you can still have an amazing 4 or 5-star match. That is awesome. My Rise is fun. I mean, any story mode that is interesting is fun. I've played a little of the male and the female, or the masculine, feminine, for the new age people out there. I'm from the 90s. Don't hate. I grew up in the Attitude Era, so the feminine or the females were definitely not where they are now, and things weren't looked at the way they are now. So, but I've been playing both of them, Unleashed and Up, whatever the other one is. I like them. I think they're really neat. I think Showcase mode is really good. It's good every year. I think I agree. Like I said, we'll toss it back up there. 8 out of 10. I do agree with that. I do agree that this is their best one since their 2020 debacle with 2K20. When they had lost everything. I do like the little additions to create a wrestler, like the referee stuff, the create a sign. I like, now that I have a new phone that can do it, my tattoos are in the game. I've always liked the ability to upload your things, and now I can make signs along with that. What I'm gonna end it with is, I'm gonna end it on a negative. I'm gonna end it on a low. Universe mode. I know there's a lot of people talking about how you guys at 2K don't like universe mode because it was like a THQ thing. It was a Ukes thing. It was a mode that wasn't, hey, you guys brought back the Create a Title. You guys brought back Ambulance, Casket, My GM, Special Referee, and you've added things in like War Games and Create a Sign, and you do all this stuff. It is yours now. You bought it. This is your baby. This is Visual Concepts 2K. This has nothing to do with THQ and Ukes, or whatever the companies are that aren't there anymore. Who cares who started the mode? Please show it some love. Please. I know you added cutscenes, and I know you added some tweaks in quality of life, but like, I've barely delved into it, and I can already tell things are broken again. I've had tag teams not coming out as tag teams, even though I have went in and reset them up from ground. to from the ground to the top, and they're still coming out separately. And like, I mean, there's still just not a lot that and I don't know why you guys don't touch it. Is it true? Is it true? If somebody from 2K sees this, is it true? I mean, why do you neglect universe mode? Or maybe this year was, let's get some new match types that people have been asking. Let's put in a new creation suite. Thank you, by the way, for the signs. Thank you for the new match type. Special ref is amazing. Let's focus on a good My Rise, which is, it's fun, it's great, it's kooky, I love it. Let's, the showcase, I think, could have been a little better with, 40 years of WrestleMania, and we're getting less matches than an older game, but it's still really fun to play. All the quality of life you've done, my GM, just everything, the facial expressions, the new motions when people kick out of like what should be a 3 count, everything like that is wonderful. And I'm over 15 minutes here, so I'm going to stop rambling. And I said I was going to leave it on a low note, and I am, because universe mode needs love, and it's not getting the love that it deserves. And this is why I buy your game every year. I love universe mode. I play Raw, NXT, SmackDown. I get into it. I am like almost 38 years old, and I imagine like that I am running WWE. Like, I write stuff in a notebook. I keep track of everything, rivalries, roster, champions. But if it doesn't work, I'm gonna start not wanting to spend my money on it. So hopefully for 2K25, if any of you out there related or friends or that actually do work with 2K and the WWE, please get universe mode fixed next year. Next year needs to be, more quality of life. And I think you need to focus the quality of life into universe mode, and you can add something big as well. I mean, you added 3 new match types, and out of the 3, at least one of them is spectacular and the other 2 are really good. You added create a sign, which I'm having fun with. Universe mode, though. Focus on universe mode. We all love my GM. You made my faction better, but lower those goddamn prices on those cards and those packs. Ease up on us, okay? Ease up on our wallets. Get the wallet out of a stranglehold, a chokehold. Those aren't allowed anymore. We're in the PG era. Please, please let us go. Ease up, maybe a sleeper hold, but not a chokehold. Let go of our wallets on my faction just a little bit. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is another downside. We all love the DLC. Well, at least 4 of the 5 packs. I have nothing against Pat McAfee. I think it's kind of cool that he's going to be in the game because he has been in, 2 matches. He made a funny thing at Royal Rumble, and he is a great announcer. And the universe loves him. That pack, though, why is that not the last pack we get? Why are we waiting so long on, like, Jade Cargill and Kairi Sane and all of that? Like, hey, we get CM Punk right up front. But this Pat McAfee pack, it's hitting different, and it's not hitting different in a good way. So, the DLC, you guys nailed it, but I just feel like you didn't 90% nailed it. You 90% nailed, because this pack, this number 4 pack, should be the last one. I guess you're leaving us on a high note after that, but like, these guys, most of them aren't even wrestlers. Like Pat McAfee, awesome. Post Malone, hey, he did the soundtrack. He deserves to have a little guest appearance. You do that every year now. But I don't even watch this podcast. I only know Pat McAfee from the times he's been in WWE. Like, if you were going to do that kind of thing, maybe do Pat McAfee, Corey Graves. As much as I would hate it, some of the other announcers, like Michael Cole and his little, with his muff things and his little wrestling outfit from high school. Hey, maybe do that. But I agree. WWE 2K24, it's out now. I think it's at least worth the $70. You know, I'm not sure if I was excited about getting the big WrestleMania edition. I don't think it's really worth it too much in my book to get anything bigger than the $70 edition, unless you are planning on getting that DLC. Then you can move up to the old Rhea Ripley and Belair deluxe edition. But the WrestleMania edition, I don't think it's really worth the money. But I agree, it's an 8 out of 10 for me. Everything from the graphics and gameplay to all the improvements. Quality of life is where it's at. A lot of games want to go bigger and badder and better, and stuff's broken and then they don't fix it, or they just don't have time to fix it. Quality of life is where it's at. You know, smaller improvements equal a bigger, better product. And that showed through sunlight through the clouds, y'all. Like, it shone through so well. And I love the game. I'm having fun with it. I think my wife is a little bit obsessed with my GM. But I've been Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru, and you know I love wrestling, because look at this old school Taker shirt. Found that at a thrift shop. Couldn't pass it up. And my NXT title back there by Chucky and Tiff. I do love wrestling, and I do love this wrestling game, and I agree, IGN, 8 out of 10. Please, 2K, bring in Universe Mode hot and heavy next year. Like, let's go. I'm not even asking about the promo system coming back or anything like that. If you could do, I mean, that was fun. Please, people are asking for it. And if you're listening to us fans again next year, that'll be cool. But I'm going to go because I'm not even sure my editing thing I use is going to let me upload this 20-plus minute video to edit. So I've been Mr. Boo, Entertainment Guru, and I'm actually going to jump in while I clean my apartment and mess with Universe Mode a little bit more, as I am starting my official Universe Mode with WrestleMania so that I can get my downloadable content, people, their moves, their entrances. I got, you know, all that. I got Obi Femi in there. Got a really good Obi Femi. He is the NXT North American Champion, so I'm going to go work on all of that. You can work on watching this video, and 2K can work on a better Universe Mode for 2K25. This is a good game. It is worth whatever price you're willing to pay. Maybe not so much the big 40 years of WrestleMania edition, but it is worth it. It is fun, and I feel like we will get a lot of enjoyment out of it throughout the DLC and the 1 year lifespan that these games have before we're now, before March comes around again in February, and here comes 2K25 waltzing through the door, doing its own little strut. But hey, till then, this is the game, if you're a wrestling fan, to get in, grab it, play it, have fun with it. AEW Fight Forever, you fell short. And 2K, you brought it up even another level. So yeah, before I keep rambling, I'm going to go ahead and just say my whole thing here. I'm going to put this thing whichever way it flies across the screen. Do what you will with that, and I'll see you in the next video. I am off today, so I am doing videos, baby. And I've been Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru, and right now, about 5 minutes ago, I should have been out, so I'm out.